Hello Junior 4, in this video we are going to solve together the knowledge bank questions. So listen carefully and see how do we answer the questions. So we are going to start with concept 1 questions, concept 1 adaptation and survival. Let's start with question number 1. We are in page 1. Let's start with question number 1. What is adaptation? Here you can find that it's choose question. So we are going to solve it as if it's a put right or wrong question. Okay, so what is adaptation? I will read each answer, each choice. Number 1 or A, it is a process by which organisms create offsprings. Offsprings means new babies. It is the process, the way by which, process means way, by which organisms create offsprings. No, so the answer, this is wrong answer. B, it is a characteristic that has changed over time to help living organisms survive and reproduce. This sentence is right. This sentence is 100% right. So I'm going to put right next to it for now. But I have to continue read the other answers. It is a form. Form means shape. Remember, like the light, it is a form of energy. It's a shape of energy. So C, it is a form of pollination used by conifers. Did we say anything like this before? No. So of course it's not adaptation. Or D, it is a form of excretion that organisms use with a digestive system to get rid of waste. Excretion means get rid of waste. Did we say that excretion of waste related to adaptation? Of course, no. So the answer here is B. Number 2, imagine taking some fish from coastal waters at the sea coast, and at the top means at the top of the water, and transferring them into deep, dark sea cave. Now, which characteristics would the new fish be missing? Which characteristics that the new fish be missing, while the other animals that lives already in the deep sea environment have? So this question meaning it's asking you about what are the characteristics that the animal that lives in deep dark sea cave should have, or might the new fish might exhibit as adaptations. So you have to circle all characteristics that apply. Do they need to have brilliant colors? Brilliant colors in dark, can they see it? Of course not. So the animals that live in dark, deep sea cave, they don't need to have a characteristic of deep or of brilliant colors. Do they need big fins? No, they don't need big fins. They already live in deep water. They already don't need big fins. There are no waves there. Colorless skin, it's a good adaptation, so no one can see them in the dark. So yes, they need colorless skin to live in the dark sea environment. More efficient gills, which means more good Gills? Because gills do what? Gills extract oxygen from water. These animals live in deep water where there is a lot of oxygen. So they need more efficient gills. So that's right. Good eyesight. They already live in dark. They don't depend on their eyesight. Great hunting abilities. Yes, of course, they hunt in dark. So, of course, they need greater hunting abilities. Poor eyesight. Yes, they have poor eyesight because they live in dark. They don't depend on the sense of sight. Thick scales. What they are going to do with thick scales? So it's wrong. So the answers are colorless skin, more efficient gills, great hunting abilities, poor eyesight. Number 3, which would die if it didn't have the right adaptation for survival in its environment? Which of these choices would die? Who can die or who can survive? Living or non-living things? Of course, the living organisms, they are the only organisms that can die or survive. So let's see the answers. Can the rock die? Of course not, it's a non-living thing. Can a car die? Of course not, it's a non-living thing. Can an apple tree die? Yes, because it's a living organism. Can the glass die? Of course not, because it's non-living thing. So the answer is C. D. The biodiversity of the ecosystem increases. The varieties of the ecosystem increases. No, of course not. So the answer is B. Number 5. How do adaptations affect the survival rate of a species? Read with me the answers. A. Adaptations decreases the survival rate, the number of survivals of a species decreases? Of course not. B. Adaptations increase the survival rate of species? Yes. Complete reading. Adaptations change all of the organism's structures, all of it, or part of it? Of course not part of it. D. Adaptations change all of the organisms' learned behaviors, all the behaviors? Of course not. 1 or 2 behavior, but not all of them. So the answer is B. Number 6. The growth of a plant is influenced by its adaptations to the weather conditions. So, a student observes that a desert plant fails means didn't success, to grow in humus-rich, well-watered soil. Humus-rich, well-watered soil means it has a lot of water and a lot of food and nutrients inside it, in the soil. So this soil has a lot of water and a lot of nutrients inside it. So this student, he got a desert plant and tried to plant it in a lot of water soil and a lot of nutrient soil, but this plant has failed. The most likely reason for this is that what? The humus prevents plant for growth? No, they are just nutrients, food. Of course not. B. A desert plant survives in less water. Yes, they cannot survive in a lot of water like this student did to them. Water, let's complete. Water easily drains out in a humus soil. Water easily drains dry. No, of course not. D. A desert plant needs more nutrients in the soil for growth. No. So the answer will be number B, or the letter B. 7. Antelope. That is the antelope. That is the antelope animal that live in wide and open plains must adapt by using what? They live in a very open place. They don't have a place to hide in it or behind it. So what is the right adaptation that they are going to use? A. Thick fur, which helps to keep them warm in winter. Do they need thick fur in open plain? We will see the answers, but no. B. Long legs, which help them run fast. Yes, they live in open places. They cannot hide behind anything, so they need to have long legs which help them run fast. So the answer is B. C. Do they need bright colors to help them attract a mate? No. D. Their hard outer shell to protect them. Do they have outer shell like the turtles or the tortoise? Of course not. So the answer is B. Page 3. Now we are solving concept 2 senses at work questions. Number 1. Read the following scenario. In which part of these events is your nervous system receiving a message? Your nervous system receiving the message from the surrounding. A. You touch your finger to a cactus thorn. Cactus spine. Thorn means spine. So here your finger is receiving something from the spine of the cactus plant. So yes, in this event, the nervous system, the nerves in my hand will receive messages or send messages to the brain and receive the messages from the surrounding. Okay, so that's right. B. You pull your hand away. You were just putting your hand here, so your brain gave an order to your hand to be pulled. So again, that's a message sent by the brain, not received by the brain. So it's wrong. C. You yell, ouch. You want to say a word, so your brain will send message to your vocal cords to talk. D. So it's wrong. D. Your finger begins to bleed. Do you receive a message in this way? No. So which answer is right is number A. Number 2. What are the 2 organs that make up the central nervous system? Center, this means that they are at the center of the nervous system. What are the 2 organs that are at the center of the nervous system? Yes, that's the brain and that's the spinal cord. So the answer is going to be D, the spinal cord and the brain. Number 3. Hazza suddenly woke up and smelled something burning. She crept down the stairs to see what was happening. She found her parents reading and sitting by the fireplace, which was burning wood. Why did Azza wake up? Again, Azza suddenly woke up and smelled something burning. So let's see what made Azza wake up. A. The smell of the fire sent a signal through her blood cells. Do blood cells send signals to her brain and she woke up? Do blood cells send signals? Of course not the blood cells. B. The smell of the fire sent a signal through her nerves to her brain and she woke up? Yes, it's to her or through her nerves to her brain. C. Azza's nose was stuffy from a cold and she couldn't sleep. No, that wasn't the reason. Azza was too cold upstairs to sleep. Of course, it's not the reason. So the answer here is what? Is B. Number 4. Eyes squint instinctively. Squint means close. Your eyes close spontaneously without even recognize it. So your eyes close without even you realize it to avoid light when bright lights falls on them suddenly. Which two systems are involved in this process? Are they the nervous and the muscular? The nervous, yes, the nervous system that connected to the eyes and the brain, they will see the light and take a response. And also the muscular, the brain then or the nervous system will send a message to the muscle of your eyes to close. So of course the answer is the nervous and the muscular system. The answer is A. But let's continue reading the answers. B. Nervous and respiratory. No, do we need to respire here? No. Circulatory, the system of the blood, and muscular. There is no nervous system. Of course, you have to choose the answer that has nervous system. So it's wrong. D. Circular and respiratory. No. Any response or any action that you are going to do, of course, related to the nervous system. Number 5. On a hot summer day, Malik left the pool and began to climb a ladder to his tree house. He hurt his toe by bumping it on the ladder as he climbed into the tree house. How did Malik know that he had hurt his toe? A. The nerves in his hurt toe send a signal through his body to his brain. This answer is right. The nerves send signal to the brain. This is right. B. The blood cells in his toe send a signal through his body to his brain. Do blood cells send signals? Of course not. So this answer is wrong. Malik's toes became very cold and numb? Of course not. It's not the reason that he understands that he has hurt his toe. D. Malik's toe became smaller than before he had bumped it on the ladder. Of course not. So the answer is B. Number 6. Rami stopped suddenly on his bike because he heard a car speed by him. Which system received the external signal of hearing that enabled Rami to respond by stopping his bike. Any respond to any action is done by the help of which system? We said respond always related to the what? Nervous system. So any respond to any action always related to the nervous system. Number 7. How is your nervous system like a pizza delivery restaurant? A. It needs fuel to run efficiently. Do we need fuel to run? Both of us, we don't need fuel to run. B. Orders are sent out based upon or depend on the different messages that come in that they receive. Of course, like the pizza restaurant, they receive different messages, like different types of pizzas, like margherita, sausage, and so on. So, in order of this, they send different orders. The same like the nervous system. The nervous system receive different messages from different places. In order of this, they send different orders. For example, if I'm receiving something through my skin, like for example touching a hot cup, so they will receive a message from my hand, then send the order to the muscle in my hand to move away from it. So that's type of order. For example, here another example, like if I gave you a message you can talk in the lesson, for example. So you will receive a message, your brain will receive a message, and then send an order to your mouth and start talking. So the answer here, B, is right. Let's read the other answers. It can take a long time for messages to be delivered and sent out. Do we take long time? Of course not. And the pizza take a long time to respond? I'm not sure about this. But of course, the nervous system doesn't take a long time to send message or to deliver the order. So the answer C is wrong. D. Not everyone sends his or her orders to the same location. No, sometimes they send the orders to the same locations many times. So the answer D is wrong. Number 8. Match each sensory organ by drawing a line to the type of information that the organ's receptors collect. But in match, we prefer write the numbers beside each word, okay, beside each choice. So in this question, I'm going to reading the sensory information first and match it with the sensory organ because it's easier to read here the situations and match it with the organs. The sensory information here, number 1, light coming through an open window. Which sensory organ that you are going to use? Yes, of course, eye. Of course, your eyes. So the answer is B. Number 2, a skunk's full scent. A skunk's bad scent. Scent, we have known that it's smell. The skunk bad smell. So which organ or sensory organ that you are going to use? Yes, excellent. E. So at number 2, write E. Beside it, E. Number 3. Heat from a hot stove. Heat, something hot or warm. which sensory organ that you are going to use, or which part that sense the heat in your body. Yes, your hand. So the answer is A. I'm going to cross what I have chosen. 4. The bitter taste of a lemon. Which sensory organ that you are going to use? Yes, C. The tongue. 5. A loud noise blasting from car speakers. You don't have to understand every word, but you know loud, noise, car speakers. So the answer is D, from ears. The sensory organs are ears. Page 6, number 9. Indicate if the following statements about the nervous system are true or false by placing a T for true or F for false in the column to the left. This is our code. T for true and F for false. So the first sentence, nerves are constantly receiving. Constantly means always receiving information from the senses and sending them to the brain even while a person is sleeping. Yes, it's true. Even while the person is sleeping, the nerves send messages or receiving messages or information. Yes, of course, yes. Maybe if you're sleeping and you hear something around you, you hear the alarm. So you're sleeping and your nerves inside your ears will receive the sound. Okay. Sentence number 2. When a person steps on a sharp rock with their bare foot, their brain is the last organ to react. The last organ to react to the information? Of course not. The brain is not the last organ. It's not the last organ. Who let you stand on the rock? The brain helped you in this. 3. Each sense organ in the nervous system works on its own, works alone. Each sense organ, like the eyes, like the ears, like are they working alone or together? Of course together. So each sense work in the nervous system works on its own, independently or separately from the brain. Separately from the brain? No. When the brain is busy doing other jobs for the body? No. The brain will work with them. So the answer is false. I will write F. 4, or the last sentence here, if someone were to burn their hand, the brain can store that memory so that it can tell them to move his or her hand the next time a hot surface is nearby. Again, if someone were to burn their hand, someone almost going to burn his hand, the brain can store that memory so in the next time he will not repeat this. Yes, that's true about the nervous system because of the memory. He has a memory before, bad memory, that he got burned from a fire, for example. So he will not repeat this again because this is something in his memory. Number 10, students in classroom hear a tornado siren go. Which of the following could be ways in which they respond? Read the sentence or the selections and place a check right next to the correct response. What is the siren or tornado siren here? So that was the tornado siren. Okay, so which of these selections would be the right responses? The first one, the ears sense a loud sound causing the brain to send a message for their hands to cover their ears. Yes, if you hear the very loud sound, you are going to cover your hands automatically, spontaneously, and cover your hands. So this one is right. I'm going to check it. The second one, their noses sense something that smells bad, causing the brain to send a message to students' hand to pinch their nose shut. Did they smell anything? No, so we are not going to check it. 3. The siren sends a message to the student's brain that causes them to remember a scary tornado event last year. It also signals their brain to send a message for the students to yell in alarm. Yes, send the message, tell the students to start yelling. The ears pick up noise. The question number 4, or the answer number 4, the ears pick up noise and the brain tells the legs to jump out the seat. Yes, when the ears pick up noise, the brain tells the leg, jump from your seat immediately. So this is right. Last one, students sense sound with their ears and the brain sends a message to the hands to rub their elbows in pain. Why do they need to rub their elbows? Of course not. So I'm not going to check it. Number 11, page 7. Place the sentence in order of how the information is processed by the brain. Use 1 for the statement that happens first and 4 for the statement which happens last. So you have to arrange them in order. I'm going to read all of them, then think which one of them is the first one. Nerves in the body connect the sense organs to the brain. Nerves connect the body, or nerves in the body connect the sense organs to the brain. Please, you have to circle the words that you know. Information from the environment is received by sense organ. Information is received by sense organ. The brain determines what to do with the information. The signals travel as electrical impulses from the organ to the nerves in the brain. Which one of them is the first one? Yes, the first one is the information from the environment is received by the sense organ. That's the first thing. The information will be received by the sense organs. For example, touching a hot cup. So, where can this information move? The nerves in the body, or how can they are connected to the brain? By what? The nerves in your body connect the sense organs to the brain. It's not a step, but it's a very important information. What connects the body with the sense organs? The nerves. What connects the body with the sense organs? The nerves. So that's number 2. Now, the signals travel as electrical impulses from the organ to the nerves in the brain. Now, the signals travel as electrical pulses from the organ to the nerves in the brain. That's number 3. By this path, by the connection between the sense organs and the brain, this connection, the electrical impulses can move in through it to the nerves in the brain. Then the brain determines what to do with the information. If it's a hot cup, you have to remove your hand away from it. Page 8, Concept 3 questions, light and sight. I'm going to read number 1. Which of the following is a source of light? What is meant by source of light? Source means things produce or give light. So, A, the moon. Does the moon give light or produce light? Wrong. It reflects light. Do our eyes produce light? Of course not. Does the fire produce light? Yes. So it's a source of light. D, is a mirror considered as a source of light? No, it reflects light. So the answer is C. Fire is a source of light. 2. What property of light helps you see yourself in a mirror? Is it A, refraction? You have to focus here. That's something called the refraction. That's something different from the word that we know, reflection with the L. So we know that we see things around us due to what? Light reflection. So the answer is B. 3. Which statement best explains why you can see yourself when you look at a mirror? Light is refracted as it passes through the mirror. No, we didn't say, we didn't take the word refracted before. By the way, refracted means broken. B, so the answer is wrong. B, light is reflected, which means bouncing off the mirror. Yes. Let's continue reading. Light is refracted, which means bouncing off the mirror. Refracted? No. D, light is reflected. That's right. As it passes through the mirror. Can the light pass through the mirror? No. Cannot pass through the mirror because the mirror is opaque material. So the answer is B. Light is reflected and bounces or bouncing off the mirror. Reflected. Okay. Let's move to the next questions in next page. Page 9. Number 4. The arrows in which answer choice represent light rays, which drawing shows how light is reflected by a mirror. Which one of them is a reflection of light? Light reflection means returning back of light. The light fall on an object and then return back. So which one of them is the light will fall on the object, on the line, and reflected back? Yes, the answer is number A. That means the light reflection. Here at number B, the light fell and it didn't reflect or didn't pass. So here the object took the light. So when it take the light, we call it absorb. So this light absorption. This is light absorption. Light absorption. C. this object get out light, produce light. So C here is a source of light. What about D? D here, the light passed through the object. So this object can be transparent object. This passing, this figure represents passing of light. Number 5, what type of surface scatters light unevenly? What type of surface scatters light unevenly? When light fall on it, the light will be reflected and scattered like this. So the light is scattered when it falls on what? Yes, excellent, on rough surface. So number 5, the answer is B. 6, what word is used to describe light as it hit a smooth and shiny surface and bounces off? Which one or which word describe the light as it strikes a smooth and shiny surface? Is it shadow? No. Is it energy? No. Is it reflection? Yes. The light falls on a smooth surface and then will be reflected in the same direction. So here the reflection word describe when light strikes a smooth object or surface. Number 7, what happens to light when it hits a rough surface? What will happen to the light? Scattering. Yes, the answer is scattering. Scattering. The most one is scattering when it falls on a rough surface. Number 8, Salma visited a lake surrounded by mountains. She observed the image of the mountains on the surface of the lake's water. So now Salma built a diorama. Diorama, it's something representing a scene that she saw. To model what she saw, she used a postcard of mountain scene. She used a postcard that's the postcard of a mountain scene to represent the mountains and a small mirror to represent the lake. She used here a mirror and here a postcard. Which is the best explanation of why her mother represents what she saw? Let's read the questions, the answers. A, the mirror refracts light onto the image of the mountain on the postcard. Refracts. Did we take refract before? No, the mirror doesn't refract. We know the mirror reflects light. Let's read number B. The mirror reflects light onto the image of the mountain on the postcard. The mirror reflects the light onto the image of the mountain on the postcard. Onto the image. The mirror reflects light to the image. No. C. The image of the mountain on the postcard is refracted. Again here, refracted by the mirror, not refracted. Or D, the image of the mountain on the postcard, this image is reflected by the mirror. Yes, the answer is number D. Number 9, when set of objects below would all reflect light well, which set of them will reflect, all of them will reflect the light very well. So in order to reflect light very well, the surface should be smooth and shiny. So let's see each one of them. We are going to put right or wrong on each one of them. A, aluminium foil, smooth and shiny. Brick wall, not smooth and shiny. Mirror, yes, I have here one is wrong, so this answer is wrong. B, metal spoon, smooth and shiny. All metals are smooth and shiny. Most of the time they are smooth. Tree trunk, not smooth or shiny. Aluminium foil, smooth and shiny. So here I have one wrong, so B is wrong. C, mirror, smooth and shiny. Metal spoon, smooth and shiny. Brick wall, not smooth and shiny. So here it has one wrong, so the answer C is wrong. D, metal spoon, smooth and shiny. Mirror, smooth and shiny. Aluminium foil, which is a metal, smooth and shiny. So the answer is D, because all of them, the set, all of them reflect light very well. So the answer is D. See you in the next video, Junior 4. Thank you.